Welcome back to Reddit Ratatouille. Today we're tackling stories about a full-blown nightmare dressed in mom jeans. A mother from hell. Overbearing, controlling, and maybe just a little, or a lot, toxic. Let's dive into the wild world and hear from people who've survived their chaos and figuring out where the line is between tough love and pure insanity. So buckle up because this one's going to be a roller coaster. Stick around till the end and let's get into it. 1. AITA for avoiding my mom after she told me to suck it up when I broke my fingers. I was at the gym where a heavy weight fell onto 3 of the fingers on my left hand. I was in such severe pain that I thought I was going to pass out. While sobbing, I called my mom, as I am at college, far away from home. I told her that I thought I broke my fingers and that I wanted to go to urgent care. My mom has never been empathetic for physical injuries and mental health issues. When she heard me, she told me to suck it up and rest. I figured I would wait for a while. Who knows? She could be right. I feel I should mention that my fingers did not look deformed, so other than the bruising and swelling, I was unsure if they were broken or not. While waiting, my roommate came home and saw the state that I was in. She took one look at my hand and assured me we had to go to urgent care. I didn't want to betray my mom because she always said to never go to the ER or urgent care due to our terrible insurance. However, I went and researched the cost of an out-of-pocket x-ray at the nearest urgent care, and it was only $200, which I was willing to pay. I told my mom this, and she said, "You better hope your fingers are broken, or else I'm not helping you pay for anything." So I was under a weird circumstance where I hoped my fingers were broken for the sake of saying, "I told you so" to my mom. I finally went to urgent care and got an x-ray. They confirmed both my pointer and middle fingers were broken and may need surgery if not healed properly. When I called my mom back later that day and told her the news, she basically laughed and told me I should be glad that they were broken. 3 weeks have gone by, and I have not spoken to her since. She's texted me and asked for updates on my fingers, but I feel conflicted on why she's suddenly acting like she cares when she clearly didn't in the first place. She's also not someone you can easily share your feelings with, so I'm not sure how to go about our next conversation. Should I just ignore it or try to bring it up with her? I was not expecting the overflow of NTA comments, and I have gotten asked about why I believe I am the asshole. I spoke to my brother about it, and he told me that I was overreacting and that she just wants to check up on me and probably feels bad for diminishing my issues. 2. AITA for getting mad at my mom when she ignored my allergy. Okay, this probably sounds stupid, but I'm stupid. She's manipulative. I'm confused. So the situation. My mom was eating some rice with spinach and shrimp, which I am allergic to. My mom tells me to try some of it, which I decline. My mom knows I'm allergic to shrimp and reactive to it. So much as the fumes from cooking, it is enough to set me off. My reactions aren't too severe. They aren't deadly or anything, but they hurt like a bitch. At best, it's just my lips swelling. At worst, I get hives on my face usually. Once again, my mom is aware of this, which is why she opens the front door and windows whenever she cooks it, though truthfully, it doesn't do much. Anyways, my mom ignores my no and convinces, code for, manipulates, me into trying some of it. She tells me that the little lump of rice she made with the spinach doesn't have shrimp in it. Honestly, I myself knew that the shrimp was already mixed in and the oils and shit mixed with the spinach, but I ate it anyway because she would just keep persisting. As soon as I eat it, my throat hurts like a motherfucker, and my lips started swelling slightly and stinging after a few minutes. Rightfully, in my opinion, I was fucking pissed at my mom, so I ignored everything she said and went about my business and coped with the pain. After I sat down, she said shit about how she was so sorry, she didn't know, she didn't mean it, etc. She asked me if I want to eat anything, to which I say no, because I don't fucking trust her. She gestures for a hug, which I also refuse. Then she goes on about how she's so hurt by my refusal and how everyone treats her bad, acting like the victim. At that, I'm more fucking pissed but also guilty, which led me to posting here. And my lips still hurt a ton, and she refuses to touch or talk to me. I'm a really touchy-feely person. I need physical contact. Fine with the no talking, but even when I'm pissed, I still go back to her, which probably isn't healthy, to be honest. So Reddit, am I the asshole for this? Again, the answer might be obvious, but I don't know. 3. AITA for refusing to move back in with my mother because now she looks bad to our community. My 18-year-old female mother, 44-year-old female, started asking me to pay rent when I turned 18. I would say that we live an upper middle class life and they definitely do not need the money. Additionally, I am the only person who is being asked to pay rent. My 21-year-old brother still lives here rent-free. My stepbrother also lived here rent-free when he was still here. It's only me. I don't have the best relationship with my mother or her husband Kyle, 44-year-old male. So I'm not surprised. I told my mom that I would rather have my own place with some independence, and I moved out. I told her there were no hard feelings because she has the right to charge whatever she wants in her home, but I have the right to move out. She thought I was bluffing. She ended up very shocked when she came home on the day I said I was leaving to see my room empty. It was about 3 weeks after she asked me to pay rent. In my culture, girls do not move out of their family homes until they are married. I scoured the internet and spoke to friends and could find no one that was looking for a roommate. Landlords are also reluctant to rent to young people without their parents' support because if the young person can't pay, the parents would usually cover them, which wouldn't happen in my case. In the end, I moved in with a man called Michael, 39-year-old male, as a live-in housekeeper roommate situation. It was a decent salary with discounted rent, and the work was basic tidying up, laundry, and occasional cooking. I found the listing online and met him to make sure it was safe. I've lived there for about a month now and my mother's very unhappy. She is saying that members of our community have found out I'm living with a random man and I'm bringing shame to the family. She is demanding I move back and she promises she won't charge me rent. She also promises to treat me like an adult. I refused her offer. I've never experienced a home without yelling and bullying, and it's been the best thing ever. My mental health has improved and I've even befriended my employer, which is funny because we are very different people. My brother called me an asshole for refusing to come back, and he says that I am embarrassing my mother. Am I the asshole? 4. AETA for telling my sister she knows she was a bad mother and created a do-over family when she even said having her younger kids was her chance to do things right. My sister had her daughter Asha when she was 25. Asha is now 21, and she has nothing to do with my sister. My sister was never really a good mom. Not when Asha's dad was alive, not when she became a young widow, and not when she decided to focus on herself after losing her husband. Asha did not have an easy time with my sister, and while my sister went through a lot as well, she was stable in her job, she had support from friends and family, she had a house, she had any number of resources at her fingertips. But she still chose to be a checked-out mother who really didn't give a crap about her child. Asha spent most of her time with her paternal uncle because of the connection to her dad and their shared grief. He was also amazing to her and stepped up where my sister failed. But Asha still saw me and my parents a lot, and I was the person she went to for more motherly things. She knew it was a waste of time asking my sister, so she found ways around everything, where my sister's advice or guidance wasn't needed. But it wasn't easy on her. She used to say how embarrassed she was at school when everyone was talking about their parent. And she couldn't talk about hers because her mom never made time for her, never said nice things to her, etc. She didn't even know how old her mom was or what she did for the longest time because my sister was so absent and never shared. She asked my parents one time at their house because she needed to answer for homework and was called lazy by teachers previous years for not answering. Asha cared less over time and focused more on a life without my sister, and by the time she was 18, Asha had a solid plan and moved out. It was also by that time my sister was remarried and expecting a child with her current husband. My sister's husband appeared to have this belief that Asha would be engaged in the life of their child, and he was super shocked when he realized Asha was leaving and wasn't staying in touch. But he knew who he married, and he knew how bad of a mom my sister was. My sister even said their first child together and their second were her chance to do things right. She has frequently said this, which is why I brought this up last week when my sister complained that Asha has not met the kids and blocked her after calling her husband and kids my sister's do-over family. My sister took huge offense to that, and she claimed Asha was lacking in sympathy for how hard it was to be a young widowed mom. I told her she knows she was a bad mother. She knows this is her do-over because she even said the kids were her chance to do things right, not to do things better, but right. And that her words show she knows she was no mother to Asha, despite many people trying to help in past years, me included. My sister told me I had no right to judge her, and she told me to stay out of her life. Am I the asshole? 5. AITA for telling my mom she should feel like a bad mom because she is one? I, 18-year-old female, have 3 siblings, 17-year-old male, 15-year-old female, 14-year-old female. My mom has never been involved in our lives. She was around sometimes, and when my dad passed 5 years ago, she was almost unbothered and continued to live her life. A year later, she married an old friend of my dad's. Together, they went on all sorts of trips, made plans with just them, and my siblings and I were at my grandparents' house almost every day. The few times my mom cared to be around us was when she wanted to take family pictures to post online. Because of my mom being absent, my sisters relied on me to teach them about their periods, and I gave them the talk as well. I've been discussing those things for nearly 2 to 3 years and did my best to explain everything I knew at 16, and it seemed to have done the job. Since quarantine, my mom has been forced to stay at home, and she pouted about it the first few months. Around July last year, she found out my youngest sister was having periods, and she got annoyed she wasn't the first to know. My sister has been having them for over 2 years. Lately, my mom has been trying to talk to my sisters and offer them motherly advice, as she calls it. She's had no success, but still pushes it almost daily. Last night, my sister was having a really off day and went to bed earlier than normal. My mom kept bothering her and telling her it was too early to sleep. It was 9 p.m., and my sister blew up at her and told her to basically piss off. She came downstairs where my brother and I were at, and she started going on about how she blamed my dad for making us choose him as the favorite parent, and if it weren't for him, she'd have a better relationship with us. That ticked me off because she chose to live some child-free lifestyle rather than be around us. She kept going how she missed so many milestones in our lives, like my sisters getting their first period or my brother getting his first girlfriend. Not once did she try to acknowledge she was the main reason she missed those things. Here's where I feel like an asshole. I blew up at her, completely lost it. I told her she needed not to blame my dead dad, and if she wanted to know the real reason she missed out, she should look in the mirror. She started crying and said I'm making her look like a bad mother. I ended it with saying she should feel like a bad mother because she is one. I've since felt awful for what I said, and I think I might have been too hard on her. AITA, just want to say thank you to everyone for the comments and rewards. I did end up apologizing to her for being harsh, but told her I meant what I said. There were a couple of info comments that I can't find, but if I need to add more details, do tell. And that's a wrap. So what's your take? Is the mother from hell just a misunderstood protector, or is she a full-on force of chaos? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories and thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to follow Reddit Ratatouille for more wild and relatable content. Thank you for watching, and make sure to check out our other videos for more juicy discussions. Until next time, stay curious and keep scrolling.